Hi, this is Nilgün Zahour from SM JUROR, and today we're going to be looking at the juror misconduct issues in the case of Shipp versus McDowell, which is a federal case out of the U.S. District Court for the Central District of California. We're going to be looking at the case in three parts. First, in his petition for habeas corpus relief, we're going to be looking at the defendant's ineffective assistance of counsel claim in terms of allowing related jurors to be on the same jury. Second, we'll look at the requirement to demonstrate good cause when seeking to release juror information, and then we'll finish up with a look at the trial court's refusal to hold an evidentiary hearing and whether or not that instituted an abuse of discretion. Okay, let's look at the ineffective assistance of counsel claim. Here, in this domestic violence case, it just so happened that a husband and his wife were both hearing the same case. The husband was on the jury, and the wife was seated as an alternate juror. For his ineffective assistance of counsel claim, the defendant argued that his attorney should not have allowed the married couple to stay on the jury, and his counsel should have used a peremptory challenge to eliminate one of them. He said that the wife, as an alternate juror, could have easily influenced her husband, especially in a domestic violence case. Now, the U.S. District Court said that that argument was without merit. Here, the trial court gave the usual instructions about not talking to each other or to anyone outside about the case, but it also gave the husband and wife a specific instruction not to talk to each other about the case. And under the law, there is a presumption that the jury follows those instructions. Now, the defendant did not overcome this presumption. Even though the married couple was on the jury, there was no evidence that demonstrated that they talked to each other about the case. And as such, and kind of working backwards, defendant's counsel was not ineffective in choosing not to strike either the husband or the wife from the jury. Now, we'll discuss the second and third issues together since they go hand in hand. We're talking about the denial of a motion to release juror information and the trial court's refusal to hold an evidentiary hearing relative to that motion. Now, about a month after the trial, the petitioner moved for the release of juror information so that he could prove juror misconduct. The basis for the motion was that a witness stated that she heard a male juror say the words domestic violence to a female juror. The witness heard nothing else, and this is important. Now, the petitioner argued that this incident meant that these jurors were discussing the case before the close of the evidence, which was against the court's instructions. Now, the trial court denied the motion, finding that the facts did not demonstrate a prima facie showing of good cause to release the juror information. It reasoned that this was an isolated remark with the words domestic violence, and that added nothing new to the case because the jurors knew that they were hearing a domestic violence case. In ruling as it did, the trial court refused to hold an evidentiary hearing on the matter, and the California Court of Appeals agreed, finding that the comment was ambiguous and there was no concrete evidence that the jurors were talking about the case before deliberations. The U.S. District Court also agreed. It said without more, the trial court did not abuse its discretion, and there's no need to hold an evidentiary hearing for every instance of possible juror misconduct. Now, was the male juror who said the words domestic violence the husband that we discussed earlier in this case? And did he make those comments to the wife that we talked about earlier? I don't know. But again, let's look at the entire scenario. Here, the trial court instructed the jury not to talk to each other and then gave a specific instruction to the husband and wife not to do so. The presumption under the law is that the jurors, all the jurors, followed those instructions. The use of the words domestic violence were isolated and ambiguous and didn't add anything to the case, as everyone knew it was a domestic violence case. The witness to the event did not hear anything else. Also, There was no concrete evidence that an actual conversation occurred. There just aren't any details, so it doesn't matter whether or not this incident involved the husband and wife team that we talked about earlier. So, this concludes our analysis of the juror misconduct issues in this case. For more information about other juror misconduct cases, our CLE courses, and other updates, please click on the red button. And remember, don't let juror misconduct taint your next verdict. I'm Nilgün Zahour from SM Juror. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.